Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Davis is heading to trial.
Native and boxing champ Gervonta "Tank" Davis is sent to jail.
Gervonta Davis getting a heavy escort before bonding out of jail.
Judge rejected a plea deal.
They said Gervonta Davis was untouchable. The money, the fame, the undefeated energy, the millions of fans screaming his name every time he stepped into the ring. It looked like nothing could stop him. But now, everything is changing faster than anyone expected. Tonight, the boxing world is in complete shock after explosive reports revealed that Gervonta Davis may be facing the darkest chapter of his entire career. Courtroom chaos, legal pressure, and non-stop controversy are suddenly threatening to destroy everything he spent years building. Fans who once believed he was headed toward boxing immortality are now asking one terrifying question: is this the end of Tank Davis? Sources close to the situation claim the legal drama has become far more serious behind the scenes than people originally thought. Rumors are spreading across social media that major opportunities, future mega fights, sponsorship deals, and even career momentum are now hanging by a thread. Every new court update seems to make the situation worse, and critics are already saying his empire is collapsing right in front of the world. What makes this story even crazier is how quickly everything changed. Just months ago, Gervonta Davis looked unstoppable. He was still one of the biggest stars in boxing, dominating headlines with knockout power and superstar confidence. But now the conversation has completely shifted from championship fights to courtroom battles, and fans are divided. Some believe Davis is being unfairly targeted and will bounce back stronger than ever. Others think the damage to his reputation may already be permanent. Either way, one thing is clear: the pressure surrounding him has reached an unbelievable level. But here's the part nobody saw coming. Insiders are now hinting that the financial consequences behind this legal nightmare could be massive. If the situation continues escalating, experts believe it could affect future contracts, partnerships, and the biggest fights fans were desperately waiting to see. Could this really be the downfall of one of boxing's biggest superstars? Or is Gervonta Davis preparing for the greatest comeback of his life? Because what happens next could change boxing forever.
I'm gonna slap you out. Mama said slap you out. I'm gonna slap you out. My mama said slap you out. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Boxer Gervonta Davis. This man just got arrested at 3:30 in the morning for some domestic battery stuff with him and his baby mom during survival.
Davis was arrested again on June 15th, this time for what was said to be a domestic abuse incident on Father's Day. Sources say that event led to what is thought to be his biggest court problem so far. And since he was already on probation for hit and run, this could be the last straw that gets him sent to jail. Even worse, the timing couldn't be worse. It looks like his rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., which was meant to make up for his bad draw earlier this year, will not happen anytime soon. There are no longer any training camps open. The fight talks have stopped. Surprisingly, some of the best fighting experts think Tank might be out for good. The public's view, which used to be firmly behind him, is quickly changing. And some say that Gervonta's silence is making things worse. The fight between Roach and Tank on March 1st ended in a controversial draw. Roach is now done with Tank. Sources close to Roach's camp say that he has quit training, canceled all of his planned preparations, and is now actively looking for a new opponent. In a number of public comments and live stream rants, Roach was honest.
Early in the morning on November 5th, this surveillance video captured the moment a vehicle crashed into a fence at Washington and Martin Luther King Boulevards. The vehicle was a Lamborghini truck, and Baltimore City police say the driver was boxer Gervonta Davis.
It's clear that anger is boiling over. Roach says he was promised a second fight, which would give him a chance to settle any unfinished business after many fans thought he beat Davis in their first fight. Now, though, he says Tank's sudden behavior changes and legal issues have made him leave.
Yeah, man, I just want to say to let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. This judge is, she locked me up because Basically, I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
It's even more telling that Roach is thinking about a fight with Floyd Chatfield or Shocker Stevenson, which shows that he has mentally moved on from Davis. Roach has taken over the story about a fighter who was once seen as the outsider. And Tank seems to be falling behind for the first time in his career. To make things even worse, some of the biggest names in boxing are now burying Gervonta Davis in public.
All the champions. I got to smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130. Okay. So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that.
Tim Bradley, a past champion and ESPN commentator, didn't hold back when he talked to the media recently.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done. Period.
Bradley's warning wasn't hidden. He said Davis was no longer dedicated to the sport and would rather seek fame and big money than leave a lasting memory. He even said Davis would never fight Shocker Stevenson, no matter how much money was offered. Tank fans reacted quickly to the comments, with many pointing out Bradley's long-running feud with Davis. Some people say that Bradley has never been fair about Tank and that his feelings are more emotional than professional. Still, the comments have been all over the news and have caused a lot of suspicion. If Bradley is right and Tank is really mentally sick, this case could be the end of his career.
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something sort, and he's looking to, hey, I see you later. Tank is standing. He's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offered, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking that fight.
Also, everyone in the fighting world thinks Gervonta Davis is done. One of the biggest voices that doesn't agree. Fighting Ego makes videos and comments about fighting. Ego, who doesn't hold back, strongly disagreed with what Tim Bradley said. Bradley isn't worth calling. Ego didn't hold back. Bradley is not connected to Tank. They've been angry at each other for years, and now he's acting like he knows what will happen to the man. That's it. This is not a business matter. He was very angry about the idea of a possible fight between himself and Manny Pacquiao. He said it was just fantasy matchmaking with no truth. In fact, Ego thinks that this kind of media speculation is hurting the field of boxing writing. He said it was a lot like predictive text comments. Instead of waiting for official comments, pundits are making false claims to get people to click on them. Ego told viewers that Tank has had problems in the past, such as legal problems, public scrutiny, and even self-doubt, but he has always come back with knockouts that would make the highlight reel. Ego said, "We don't know what Tank will do next, but until there's a formal word, this is all just noise."
I personally don't think the fight's gonna ever happen. Yeah. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm not hating. It's just my personal. I don't think the fight's gonna happen. Yeah. You know, I think Tank will retire for that. You know, I mean, we were hearing that Tank was gonna be fighting against Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's still on the table. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what Tank's future looks like as of right now, but I know Shakur is willing to face the best out there.
Even though Lamont Roach Jr. said over and over that the fight with Davis is still set to happen, behind the scenes, a very different picture is starting to take shape. From what people close to the WBA and other top boxing winners say, nothing has been agreed upon yet, contract not signed, and Roach has already started to look at other options. Fighting on August 16th is quickly becoming a thing of the past. Boxing's governing groups have asked for quick action because of this. It looks like the WBA is under a lot of pressure to either take Davis's lightweight title away or name him winner while he's on vacation. This would make room for more active challengers to the belt. In that case, Roach would be able to talk to Floyd Schofield, a rising contender who has shown interest in the past and is now in a situation where they have to win. That means that the 135-pound division might go even if Gervonta Davis isn't there. The section is being held up by tanks. One insider says he hasn't protected himself against mandates. He won't commit to going on dates. Now is the time for the other troops to eat. At the same time, Roach stays strong. but it's clear that he's angry. No longer hiding in the dark, whether the rematch takes place or not. The reaction isn't just against promoters and commentators. It's getting around among both fighters and fans. The public's backing that helped Davis become famous has now turned against him.
You consider the best? Okay, I'll fight you. Definitely. And that's what we need in the game, man. We need guys that want to step up and challenge the best fighters out there. And Shakur is that.
Aster De La Hoya, who used to be a big fan of Tank, gave some harsh advice. I really like him, but he needs to calm down. You don't hit women, always, but British middleweight Conor Benn went even further. He said he would never fight someone who made such claims.
Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, just get your... That's it, basically. Just shit, you don't hit women, man.
Even in the world of women's fighting, people's views are changing. Clarissa Shields, who is known for being honest, said that she thinks Lamont Roach will win the repeat if it ever happens. She pointed out that Tank isn't disciplined and is easily distracted by his feelings.
Discipline, is that what you want to put it down to? Yeah. More than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest, so it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, yeah, it ain't right.
The same thing is said on social media. Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit all have different groups of fans. Some people still back him because they think he is being unfairly attacked. Some people say it's enough. These days, highlight reels are all about memes, mugshots, and live streams that go viral. As quickly as it happened, a fighter who was once seen as boxing's future became involved in the sport's worst fight. The numbers don't lie. There are 30 wins, 28 knockouts, and no recorded losses. It looks like Gervonta Davis is one of the best boxers alive right now. But when you step outside the ring, the picture is much less clear. Tank is afraid that he will lose a lot more than just his belt if things keep getting worse. His WBA title is already being looked at again. It looks like super fights with Shocker Stevenson, Devin Haney, or even Naoya Ino are even further away than they were before. Repeated scandals are hurting his bond with the PBC and boxing fans, which used to be strong.
I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff, when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought four main events here at T-Mobile.
Davis has said in the past that he might quit. He's even said that he might have lost his fire at times. A lot of people think he might not have a choice. He might quit the sport because of the legal problems, the attention, and the lack of trust from other fighters. No longer does it matter when he fights again. Will he ever fight again? Gervonta Davis rose from the streets of Baltimore to fame in boxing around the world, thanks to his raw skill, unmatched power, and a highlight reel full of knockouts. But now everything is in danger, including the belts, the money, and the fame. Not because they lost in the ring, but because things were bad outside of it. Legal problems, broken partnerships, and fights. The sport has seen some great fighters come back, but it has also seen far too many great fighters fall apart in front of our eyes. The last bell hasn't even gone off yet, but the question is being talked about in the boxing world. Is Tank Davis's story over, or does he still have one more story to tell? Tell us in the comments. Should this be the end of Gervonta Davis's career or the beginning of an amazing story of his coming back?
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Okay, everyone. If you sign up for MMA Motive and turn on alerts, you'll never miss important news. Watch some of our other movies. Goodbye until next time.